So what else came out this month, Corey?
Folks with Tom Selleck during this period was really trying to transition to movies, and because he passed up Indiana Jones, I felt like he was just kind of desperately picking anything to try to get his stamp in the film.
Credibility.
Wait. Tom Selleck passed up Indiana Jones?
Yes. You never knew this?
No, I did not.
He passed it up, and then I think he was contractually obligated to do Magnum PI.
He wasn't. He didn't pass it up on purpose.
Yeah, no. It's just like
the movie completely.
Yeah, you'd have a mustache.
It's just like Pierce Brosnan couldn't do Bond at one point. He was doing Remington Steele.
So,
but this is like a really stillborn comedy about him kind of being like in Murphy's Law with his father who has dementia. They make a lot of dementia jokes with his father's played by Don Amici, and he just basically does a lot of pratfalls and ruins his life. It's a terrible comedy.
Yeah. Okay.
K2 came out this month, which is Michael Biehn is a mountaineer. It's him and Matt Craven, who's a character actor people might know.
Not everyone will know who Matt Craven is.
Okay, we know Michael Biehn.
Yeah, we love Matt Craven.
Yeah, but
he's a lawyer and things.
So
yeah.
So if the movie's named K2, is there a sequel called SO?
No, it's
no.
It's the Mountain K2.
The Mountain K2.
Sorry
and,
about that.
It's the same problem that all these movies have, where I'm just like, okay, these people are daredevils. They did this by their own volition. I don't care if they get hurt. They knew the risk going up there, and they're doing really stupid things as they go up there. So it's kind of hard to sympathize.
Paxton's buddy though in Terminator and Aliens.
Yeah. Here's a sequel that I know Tristan likes quite a bit. Lethal Weapon 3.
Oh right, that's the one I mentioned earlier. Was in the box office game.
Right.
That comes out the week after. Finally knocks Basic Instinct off. Basic Instinct had been in the top spot for like 6 straight weeks.
Yeah.
And so the weapon finally comes, and obviously it's a big film. So
really, of the 4 movies, I feel like this is the one that's kind of derided the most, but I really like it. I like all 4 of the movies, but this is the one that everybody seems to not like when they're fans of the franchise.
I watched all 4 kind of in order when I finally got around to seeing the first Lethal Weapon. And I liked each one more than the next. I wouldn't say like Lethal Weapon 4 is the best one, because Lethal Weapon itself establishes everything.
Sure.
It's got to be the best, but you have things to like about all 4 of them. And I think in the terms of when they're released, people were like expecting a certain type of pattern, and Joe Pesci's insertion into the series feels like a really loud, unnecessary.
I kind of felt that with
like Joe Pesci.
They put Chris Rock in there.
Yeah, I think what they were trying to do was have some forced comedy, but watching it back to back, you don't get that sense. It feels like just a new chapter. They meet new people and add them to their family, so that you like everyone that is added.
Yeah, the third one the only person they add is Renee Russo, and she has really good chemistry with Mel Gibson, I thought.
Yeah.
I have no idea which movie is which for the Lethal Weapon series.
Is Pesci added in the second one?
He's added in the second movie.
So that's the thing, because I watched them right in steps. It didn't feel like an unnecessary thing. I think with 3 they thought he was louder and more annoying. That's what it is.
I think also like by the time, since I haven't seen the movies, but I'm assuming based on 3 and like when it would have come out, like that probably would have been like a certain kind of comedy in the 90s where like you gotta kind of have to be a little more
it's not as, you know what, you
gotta have that more aggressively funny guy in there, because like
the comedy got a lot of the buddy cop, but
if you look at a lot of the buddy cop comedies, like you'll see like somewhere along this series they inject a loud funny guy,
right?
And like just about any of them, I don't know, like even Die Hard has one, maybe. No,
Justin Long.
Yeah, Justin Long. He shows up later.
That's like 08.
Yeah, that's
like 07.
It's a holdover of the 90s.
Kevin Smith show up too.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Kevin Smith's your loud funny guy in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's a point, but I
Funny
think
part's
they're
debatable.
fine throughout the whole series, and so 3, a lot of people thought was a downswing. I think it levels off the same as the other 3. I think they're all good.
Honestly, even people who don't like the third one always remember that set piece at the beginning when the cutting the red wire, the blue wire in that
Yeah.
garage. Everybody remembers that set piece.
And it's 3
Everybody
now.
remembers when there's classic scenes in this. They're comparing scars. Everybody remembers that scene.
Mhm.
There's actually a really emotional arc with Murtaugh accidentally shooting a kid.
Oh, right.
Ooh.
That's this
Yeah.
one. See, this is the funny thing. I think of all these scenes as one big film, I think.
Right. So yeah, I mean, because they have Richard Donner directing all 4, I think the tone's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
So this, like you said, this plateaus, it continues
Hmm.
at the same level as the other ones.
Yeah, and they don't lose any of the characters luckily because you introduce Rene Russo here, but the payoffs in 4. You have Joe Pesci show up, obviously, apparently in 2, and the payoff, he is their brother by the end. So it's it's not like he disappears. And if he did, I think they would have been fine. But like, it becomes this cohesive, full cathartic piece by the end.
Right.
So it's just an important chapter rather than an unnecessary sequel.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
It's where, yeah, I mean, with serialized TV, this is almost like serialized film franchise. So
Right.
I have a problem if movies want to continue that
Yeah.
in a long form way.
Right. Yeah,
TV can do it, but movies can't do it. Seems
Yeah.
critical.
I don't know if you could do it these days though. The best example now is Fast and Furious because they keep adding characters, but they're all important still, even if they don't get that much to do in this chapter. And
Right.
it's a little less soulful, some might say, because of the action pieces, but
Right.
that's because of the advent of CGI. So
Yeah, like Stallone was saying the same thing about Rocky. Like Rocky's a serialized drama.
yeah, I guess they are still kind of doing it. Yeah, Rambo could have.
Another third chapter that came out this month. Another one that was heavily maligned when it came out. Alien 3.
Mm.
Yeah, I think this is fine.
I like it. It's Fincher's first movie, David Fincher's first movie.
Yeah, ever.
I think, depending on the cut you watch, it's good. But again, I can see why people didn't like it because it's definitely the most despondent of the 3. I think this is the dramatic. If the first one's the science fiction movie or the horror movie, the second one is an action movie. This one's the character-driven drama in a way because it's very somber. And I think they give Ripley closure with this one, so they don't really need to go into that fourth one. I think actually this like establishes Fincher's like color palette and the way he negotiates like a very kind of foreboding, sinister tone.
For a special effects thing, Alien 3 was good in the fact that like they brought more of the alien to life because they made it CGI. I mean, it was a little weird seeing it now.
Yeah.
But like it's the alien, so like you could kind of overlook it because like it's just like all right. But like I feel like they might with Alien 3, they're trying maybe you do have a point with like the character driven bit about it, but I think they are trying to make it more like go back to the horror
Yeah.
part because like it does like there are parts in the movie where it does like raise your anxiety levels, like it's like what the fuck is gonna happen next. And you know, I've gone back and forth between the different cuts. I have like from my memory, it's very hard for me to like
I can tell you the
so,
differentiation.
like all of it is just one big jumble for me, no matter
Same as
what
being
cut it
with
is.
the weapon.
Well, in one cut, the alien spawns from a cow, and then another cut, it
Yeah.
spawns from a dog. I
Dog,
think.
yeah,
So
from a dog.
I
so
guess that's
based,
not the problem.
based on those different cuts, it exhibits different behavior based on what animal it would spawn from. So
That's interesting.
Yeah, but like I think it
Yeah.
both doesn't like it show like a little more intelligence than like the previous incarnations of the xenomorph.
Sure.
Because
Yeah,
it
and
does
also-
point out, it points out that it does behave differently.
and again, like with going back to Lethal Weapon 3, like there's stuff from this that is as iconic as anything from the franchise. Like I think a lot of people remember Ripley with that bald head.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like that's an iconic image, and that happened in 3.
Yeah, I think people start
Yeah.
to retroactively place it in 2 because they think she's a badass, kind of like Linda Hamilton in T2. So they think she has the bald head already.
And I get it. People were probably burned for the fact that Hicks and Newt were killed off right away.
Right.
And
Don't like that.
This movie went through so much development hell. It went through so many rewrites, so many different drafts. There was one, in fact, a couple of years ago, Neil Blomkamp was going to do a proper Alien 3.
Yeah.
Which was going to be, they go back to the alien home planet and extinguish them all. So it was going to be a big action extravaganza.
I feel like
They didn't have the budget for that.
I feel like with Alien 3 having Hicks and Newt die at the beginning, kind of makes it better for Ripley's character with having to deal with trauma, because an alien,
exactly. At this point, she has nothing to lose. Her and this alien have been together. It's almost symbiotic. Her and this alien have been together, and also you find out in the second movie she has a maternal instinct, obviously with Newt. So when you find out that the last alien vestige is gestating inside of her, they're just like, oh my god, this plays on all her fears of motherhood. It's actually weirdly, the subtext is actually pretty ingenious in the movie. I guess that was lost on a lot of people that went to the theater, but
yeah, because like with the second movie, like since it was all action, she didn't really get a chance to deal with the trauma of what she had gone through in the first movie.
Yeah.
But then she didn't have, like, she didn't really get the opportunity to deal with the trauma of like not being there for her daughter growing up, because like she was frozen in cryo for like what, 50 years, something like that. So like when you get to the third Alien movie, having her lose 2 people that like she became close to in a very short amount of time, and was thrusted into this like just like nightmarish hellhole of a planet, and then now there's no more. She has to come to terms with, like, again, this creature that she's basically grown with.
I think it's also like Speed 2 Cruise Control, where she can't believe she's in this situation again. So
maybe.
I don't know. It's like any of those disaster films, like Jurassic Park. They're all like, why am I in an island with dinosaurs again? How did this happen?
And Die Hard 2 comments on that pretty heavily.
Yeah. So
the same situation, I have the same guy twice.
Yeah, so there's a lot of trauma in this. I think a lot of people didn't like it because it went from that action down to a contemplative drama. So the trauma.
You're right. Yeah,
it's weird. As a kid, I love that, which is really weird. Like kids want action, and I was like, I like this movie.
I like.
That's why I liked it too.
Yeah. And then like I mean, you do get Bishop back like later on in Alien 3.
Yeah.
But
the real Bishop.
Yeah.
The real one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
I like those links though.
And then like
they do Easter eggs well in this franchise.
The Lannister from Game of Thrones, who's in Alien.
Oh, Charles.
Oh, well,
yeah, Charles Dance. Like
that's basically what you were saying. She thought she could love again.
And yeah, or at least like, open up and bond with somebody and relate to somebody, but then like that, gone, dead. That's it. No more.
So at this point in the movie, she has nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think a lot of the kills are fun.
Oh yeah, the kills are the best.
But that the location lends itself to that sort of thing. So sorry, Jeff. I feel like you've never seen this. Yeah. So sorry we're spoiling.
I don't know if he has any interest in the Aliens movie.
I mean,
I do.
Jeff has to watch it. There's 2 different cuts, so it doesn't really matter.
I'm just gonna mute you guys. Just like give me a thumbs up when you're done. Bye.
I think we can move on.
No, I'm trying to milk this. This is what we're milking. We're gonna spoil more.
We'll try to show you Alien 3 soon, Jeff.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I think it's due for a rewatch finally.
A Ron Howard came out this month. Ron Howard movie came out this month, Far and Away.
Oh yeah.
Kind of an outlier for Ron Howard because it's about it's about Tom Cruise and the Irish immigration, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen.
You never saw it?
I've seen bits of this.
I've
movie.
seen it a long time ago.
Okay, yeah. This is what I wanted to watch this in time for this podcast, much like I'd watch Days of Thunder, because these are the two weird, not early '90s Tom Cruise. What does he want to do with his career? But
I remember it being kind of sappy.
yeah. And this
Him and
was
Nicole Kidman.
2.5 hours long, so I never really cared to get
Oh,
around to it.
Yeah, that's too. That's too much.
He's a boxer, an amateur boxer, I believe.
I have no idea.
But anyway, he's doing a terrible accent in this. It's almost like Kevin Costner and Robin Hood.
Yeah, I think Days of Thunder is the one to go with if you want to see him and Nicole.
Yeah. Or Eyes Wide Shut. I have to rewatch it again. But
Right.
and then I know a movie everybody wants to talk about, Sister Act, came out this month.
I do love Sister
Yeah,
Act.
Sister Act's pretty good.
I don't know if you're being facetious.
I never cared for it, but
Oh yeah, this is the type of comedy that you don't like. Though.
I mean,
Like,
I never thought Whoopi Goldberg was especially
Person thrust into a situation they don't
I mean,
really
it's
like.
a
Fish
good-
out of water.
it's a good feel-good movie.
Yeah, I love Whoopi Goldberg. So her early '90s are pretty solid.
boy, the 80s were tough on her though.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even know she had a career in the 80s. To be honest.
Oh, she did.
That's where she started. She's in the
Yeah.
80s and 90s. She started off. She's one of the three with Billy Crystal and Robin
Comic
Williams,
relief.
that charity comedy thing. So they're famous.
Comic
for
relief.
that.
Hmm.
She had her own films. They're not, I think, as big as her '90s films.
They actually, I guess
Wait,
the
what
first movie,
She was in that, right?
Yeah, that's her.
Color
debut.
Purple was the first big
That's in the 80s.
Yeah, that's '86.
80s. Okay, all right. So
Sorry,
I know
sorry.
one thing she's in the 80s. I
Yeah.
don't like. I
And
didn't.
obviously, that's more of a drama, but she starts doing comedies in the late '80s. She meets Ted Danson, dates him. Not that's why she's in comedies. It's just they met because they're both in comedies.
You know what's funny? I actually like that movie, Made in America, but yeah, they were dating at the time. She was also dating Frank Langella at one point.
Yeah, let's not go into that.
But yeah, the 80s, she was doing a lot of, I feel like she was doing a lot of formulaic comedies that they just put her in,
Mm-hmm.
like Jumpin' Jack Flash, Burglar, Fatal Beauty, all these stupid movies that,
Yeah, which are unfortunate because it's not really her that's bad about it. It's the script, I'd say.
it's a script. They squander her talents.
Yeah.
But obviously when Ghost came around,
They finally found a vehicle that she could do because it balances her comedy talents with a drama.
so this and Ghost.
Her and Ray Liotta.
Oh, Corinna comes out.
Oh, that's one of your
I was going to lead to this.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I,
Because it's after
I like.
this.
I really like that movie.
Yeah. I showed that Corinna to Rebecca and Jimmy, and they both liked it a lot. This was a film that I was excited for. It was my favorite of her performances in the '90s. But I think she had a pretty solid track record starting with Ghost. So this shows off her comedic talents finally, and is a
Right.
big hit. So I think these three films, or at least those two, lead into
So
why she,
those two.
yeah. I think that's why it leads into her being like an iconic force, and she chooses to sit in the view and just
Right.
become a talking head. So
Yeah.
But I love Sister Act. I don't know. You've never seen it?
I've seen Sister Act. I like Sister Act. It's
Yeah.
good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's been a very long time since I've seen it because, like,
Yeah.
last time I saw it was
Probably in like '93.
I always
no,
forget.
I would have to say 2000 something was the last
Yeah.
time I saw it.
I always forget that Harvey Keitel's the main villain.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot.
Yeah, because it seems weird because he is not playing it for comedy. Playing it straight as a mob boss.
Well, that's good.
It's like he seems like he's out for a Scorsese movie. That's why the tone kind of clashes.
Interesting. I kind of want to watch it again. I think Jeff would
It is-
like that too.
You know what? This is the first movie where I think I saw Maggie Smith.
Yeah, me too. I didn't realize it was her until I was watching Downton Abbey, and I looked back at her filmography, and I'm like, oh, I've known her for my whole life. Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll watch that one too, Jeff. Sorry, bud.
On this infinite weekend where we have all the time to watch all the movies that
yeah.
We'll get there.
that I've never seen.
All right, so
This is hell. Hell is my watch list.
so we can actually do Poster Boy.
Yeah, this is your time to shine, bud.
You know,
All right.
yourself
Here's
in
some
it.
jumping jacks.
Put on that thinking cap, buddy.
Now, this is gonna be
Gotta do the Pokemon thing.
really.
That's backwards, so I mean business.
There we go. did it the right way. So can you tell us what's going on this screen?
What are you doing?
Wow, dude,
It's a void.
Listen,
you are absolutely mean.
listen,
Why?
I'm not gonna make you guess what this film is based on this. So
It's
I'm gonna give you,
it's
give
the
you a little,
void.
this is a blank palette, so it's
The mist.
not gonna tell you anything right away. So obviously it has the credits at the bottom. So I'm gonna give you the second thing.
Snowpiercer.
Oh my God, Sean Astin and Pauly Shore in this movie.
Maybe. I think
The
I got it.
hell?
Sorry. There we go.
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
I know this.
Yeah.
I know this.
Don't
All right.
unless you want to.
No.
They got the chimpanzee to Homo erectus chart.
Yep. So if you had this,
Monkey, half monkey, and man.
if I came into a boardroom and said, I got a film for you guys, this usually comes in fours.
Yes.
What would you put in the fourth spot?
A dude sitting at a computer. This is an office space, though, is it? No, it's not.
Office Space.
Yes,
No, Office Space
yes,
was-
actually. I like that. I'm trying to present to you as if you're coming in.
That's more of an idiocracy.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mike Judge either way. That is kind of a thing Mike Judge would do.
Mm-hmm.
So the fourth, I'm thinking it's just going to be Pauly Shore in like a mech suit or something. Honestly,
Very close.
It's gonna be some sort of like almost like Jackass with heart.
This is
Okay.
I think.
So before I show you what it actually is, I wanted to ask. Now you've come up with an idea of what this evolution would become. What would you call that film? With whatever you've come up with as the fourth creature.
The evolution of man becomes inventing Pauly. I don't know.
Oh,
No.
Holly Shore. That's actually kind of
I
funny.
think food chain.
Obviously,
I
this is
think
an
it's-
abstract idea, so I am
Yeah.
including the titles. Yeah,
Evolution's already been done. Also a fantastic film.
2000. So it's not.
Evolution really good.
Yeah. Okay. Those two
Just
are
good.
actually pretty good.
Is it just called Erectus? I feel like I'm sorry. I see Pauly Shore's name and it just ruins everything for me.
Maryland Chambers?
Oh yeah, I guess I left Pauly Shore in there and Sean Astin.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
Who do you think that is?
if I erase his name, it's not Pauly Shore.
Is that? No, that's not Knoxville. It's too early. To know.
It's Tony Hawk.
I want to say, well, it's actually the Freddie Prinze Jr. No,
That's not a bad guess, actually.
Yeah, it kind of looks like him. He's a little thin.
Yeah.
He's not a beefcake yet.
or
He's not a stud.
yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah,
He's
this
got
guy
like
looks real
dreads, skater outfit. He's boarding, rocking out a little bit.
buff.
Hawaiian
So that's
shirt.
a bit of a resurgence now. This actor.
Hang on.
So now that you know,
Timothy Oliphant.
I mean, he could be in a
None
of
these-
he could be in a dune buggy rolling around in the desert.
All right, stop. So now that you know that it becomes this skateboarding guy, what would you say the plot of the film is? Because this is it. This is the entire poster. There's a catchphrase above it and the title below, or vice versa, I think.
Planet of the Skaters. No, this isn't Lords of Dogtown. That's too early.
Legitimate skateboarding movie.
I feel like. All right, so the plot, it's got to be some dude is like dropping out of high school just to go try. Like it's sort of like an origin story of Dave Spicoli, the Dave Spicoli type character.
Jeff's
It's sort of like this slacker's evolution as he gets, he has to learn the error of his ways and stop being such a doofus before he has to go on to college.
How he is on this?
Jimmy knew what it was immediately.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry.
I feel like
what
this
you're
is-
doing,
Back to school. No.
I mean,
This is a cult classic.
though. All right, I think I give you the catchphrase next.
he's
But
pulling.
I like your plot because that's in line with what you were saying.
For the
Kinda.
Stone Age, meets the Rock Age. Is this like My Neighbor's a Caveman or something?
There you go.
Hey,
Yeah, that's
Is it-
basically
Hit on
the
something.
plot.
Okay.
So
Okay.
what would you call this then?
be shocked if you don't know this movie.
I'm sure you've heard of it.
Yeah.
Rock of Ages. Stoned.
I think the catchphrase is throwing you off.
Inventing the yeah, you're goddamn right. It is inventing the wheel. I don't know.
Well, you know the famous Leonardo da Vinci poster of the arms going, the guy with the arms.
With the Vitruvian Man.
Yeah. So what would you say if you found the evolution of man here?
Somewhere along the line, something went horribly wrong.
The downfall of man.
Downfall.
All right, I'll put you.
Truvio.
I don't think
I genuinely don't know. I'm
I,
actually.
mean, I
Yeah,
think he's
I'll
not
give it-
phrased by these
Yeah.
I'm getting thrown.
comments.
You know the title, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, I know the title.
What's the title before I bring it up?
Encino Man.
Oh, I forgot there's another catchphrase.
Chilling new comedy in full Neander vision.
Now wait,
Encino Man.
can you
God.
guess who that is? Do you have any other guesses as to who that might be?
Yeah, that
I'm gonna try not to look at the bottom.
oh, true. Yeah, his name's up.
Should we
I
give him a
can't
hint?
tell, honestly. Like
Yeah, he doesn't look like himself.
it doesn't.
So, obviously, since you know the film, you know who it is.
Oh yeah, that's Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, this is one of his first films. Like,
Wow.
obviously, we saw him in Dogfight.
Oh,
What's it, Dogtown?
Took me way too long to come up with the film we
Yeah.
covered. So yeah, his film debut is Dogfight. He ends up in School Ties and has a more significant role. But then this is his quote breakout role,
Ugh.
where he is a caveman that thaws in Encino, and Sean Astin and Pauly Shore discover him and hide him in their basement.
Yeah, and the how he thaws is Sean Astin and Pauly Shore are digging in their backyard to make a pool
Sure.
because it's summer break.
Yeah.
So they want to have a pool party, and they just happen to have a caveman instead.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's.
I've
Incredible.
never seen this movie. I have no idea how I've not seen this movie.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, the nostalgia factor for it is high, but
Have you heard of it, Jeff?
Oh, I've heard of it.
Okay.
I just didn't know like what the plot was at all.
Sure.
I thought that
It's
it was
kinda perfect.
it sounded more like, you know,
Now here's the funny part. I hadn't seen this poster up until recently. I had seen an alternate poster with him and Pauly Shore, so I automatically assumed that this was Pauly Shore's. He was the star of this. I didn't know
Yeah.
Sean Astin was a star.
Well, Pauly Shore was peaking around now, but Sean Astin had just done Toy Soldiers, another thing we covered. So he was sort of in a low point because he wasn't really hitting as high as he had with Rudy. So this is kind of the last thing Sean Astin does for a while because it doesn't do incredibly well. And it's really clear that Pauly Shore is the standout here, and Brendan Fraser breaks out from this. So even
Yeah.
though he's listed first in the credits there, he's forgotten from this film.
Right.
And he's just as good as the other two. They all have good chemistry. I think it's Pauly Shore's best moment.
Really?
Because he's not as annoying because Sean Astin balances him out. He's not like
Not
stealing
even a
scenes.
goofy movie?
Well, that's a different story.
But you don't see it.
The one where you actually see Pauly Shore.
Oh, okay.
So, again, the nostalgia factor is high. So I don't know.
That's
the
son-in-law.
Yeah, I don't
but-
remember the ending, to be honest.
Yeah, they just kind of figured out. There's a guy trying to chase him, like an FBI agent or
Is it
something.
Richard Mazer?
Knows it's happening. Yeah, it's Richard Mazer.
Okay.
And he wants in on what happens. He thinks he's going to make money off of this caveman. Like, look, we found him. Basically,
Well,
like
they did
caveman
this,
lawyer that Phil Hartman played. I
they
think
did this premise before with Ringo Starr.
yes,
Caveman.
yes, it's like a better version of that. I also think that Unfrozen Caveman Lawyer is a rip on this specifically.
It's funny. It's a funny scam.
And this also like helps Brendan Fraser because later on, like because he's got the rock out vibe. He ends up being the
Flash from the Past,
no Flash from the Past where he's like
Or from the jun-
in a metal band
jungle?
and they want to
Airheads.
Yeah, Airheads. There
Oh
we
yeah,
go.
yeah.
So,
the
like,
next
this
thing he
kind-
does is Airheads.
Yeah, so this kind of
I
helps.
like Airheads.
yeah,
helps
I
them
think-
move along.
I think it's more focused than this, but it leads into this. Like it's a good double feature if you want to see early Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's the best film ever, but I think it's fun.
Yes.
So even if the nostalgia is blinding me a little, it's still worth a watch.
Yeah. It's
Especially if you're a completist and you want to see a Brendan Fraser
Yeah.
sounds.
Yeah.
It's a good 90s film
Mhm.
flick.
I like the other movie that director did, which was Blue Streak. So
Who is this? Anyway, we have one more for you, Jeff, and I almost guarantee you've never heard of this film. But I want to give you.
Hell, if I didn't know Encino Man, we're never
Yeah.
finishing this.
Well, you'd heard of Encino Man, but you didn't know it.
That's true.
This one you probably won't know at all and probably won't have heard of. But I want to give you the poster and see if you can come up with a good plot, and we'll just kind of give it to you.
Mm.
So it's a bit of an abstract poster as well, but it lends you to have an idea of what it could
Yeah.
be about. And I'll try to
Alright.
lead you into
So
what
it's
that YouTube, Jimmy, because I don't
so
think
it-
you know this either.
It's a faded horizon at the top with a cab on the right side. And it's going toward all these famous landmarks, the Statue of Liberty, the Eiffel Tower, the Colosseum.
Taxi driver around the world.
Driving around the world. Right. Exactly. So, all right. I don't know, some sort of ultimate road trip movie in a cab.
Mm.
Taxi Driver 2.
Oh, it's like the Magic School Bus, but it's the Magic's Taxi.
Taxi Driver World Tour. Or just called World Tour.
Yeah, right.
Music by Tom Waits.
There's your one
that,
hint.
that should give you a hint as to who the filmmaker is.
I
Actually,
don't guarantee that you'll get that at all, though.
I genuinely, it's got to be something. Obviously,
I'm sure
with
this is way too abstract because this is a
landmarks.
really indie director, and
Yeah.
this is sort of this type of movie that person would make.
yeah.
But see if this helps at all.
from the director of Stranger Than Paradise and Mystery Train. That does not help at all.
You don't know their films, right?
No.
Um, let's see.
Look, there's
Winona
big-
Ryder, Gina Rollins, Giancarlo Esposito. Armin Muller-Stahl, Rosie Perez, Maddie Pelham-Pa,
Yeah, let's move on.
Isaac de Bancoll, Beatrice Dahl, Roberto Benigni. Wow,
I didn't know
what
if
a
you were
cast!
excited at Benini or you were very droll on Benini.
I was very confused.
yeah.
Like, what a cast of people that I barely know.
Yep. So I'll give you
Well,
one.
at least we get somebody from the Alien saga.
True.
Is this like, was this the original movie that Eurotrip was ripping off?
Yeah, we couldn't be further from that film.
Yeah. Okay. Is it a drama, or is it like a serious movie? The
Yeah.
other one was a comedy.
It's a
The next
comedy.
The next thing will sort of give away what this
It's a
is.
twee
but
comedy.
what would you think the idea of having a taxi cab and then those landmarks? What would you try to make out of that?
Someone's trying to have a hell of a vacation, and they're
Yeah.
a fair. I don't know. It's going to be like
Waltz.
an insane fare at the end.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure if it
Pay
would
the
lend
fare.
itself to seem like what it actually is, or what you guys are getting is they try to travel around the world. Instead, it's about
5 taxis, 5 cities, 1 night. Huh.
so it's
Okay.
more of a what would you call this? Where it's like vignettes.
Okay.
So there are 5 stories actually happening.
This director has done that before,
Yeah.
Kind of like
That's what Stranger in Paradise kind of is, Mystery Train.
and one of their later movies, which I could bring up.
Mhm.
kind of like a musical version of that. What was that Quentin Tarantino movie with all the different hotel rooms?
Four
Oh,
Room.
4 rooms.
4
yeah.
rooms. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never saw that actually.
Yeah, that's the one Tarantino related thing I've never seen.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I knew you would never.
Yeah.
Night on Earth.
So I didn't even bother with you trying to do a title.
Jim
So-
Jarmusch. That makes sense.
But that's also why we did Encino Man, because I knew that would actually be fun. So,
Do you
um,
like Jim Jarmusch, or have you seen any of his movies?
I don't think I have.
yeah, Broken Flowers.
Your favorite Dead Man.
Yeah, Dead Man's great.
The other movie I was thinking of in terms of all the vignettes is Coffee and Cigarettes,
Yeah,
which is really good.
Steve Buscemi and all
Bill
the.
Murray, Bill
yeah.
Murray with the RZA.
He actually takes, I believe, a scene with Benini in this and puts it into Coffee and Cigarettes, or it's an outtake. of this.
He was in Benini was in Stranger Than Fiction or Stranger in Paradise.
Right, right, right. So
Actually, I think this was his first exposure in America.
yeah,
Should introduce them.
yeah. So without this, we don't have the jumping on the chairs of the Oscars.
Yeah, we don't have Life is Beautiful. Right?
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to showcase something else and see what would happen if I gave you this abstract of a movie. But you never know. You got a ton of points on Encino Man because I really liked what you were coming up with. So
Yeah.
but don't worry, it wasn't like a bad thing for Not on Earth. I knew
No,
that.
no, that's fine. I wasn't thinking of plots for this one. I was genuinely trying to like figure out what
I
it
mean,
was.
there's barely a plot.
Yeah, I should have tried to get you to guess the title, but never would you get like Nine on Earth. So
You never know.
yeah, you never know.
Until next time.
So
Gadget.
we are big fans of both main actors from our feature film this month, and I don't know which one we'd rather cover. If not both, we could do both.
I think Bill Paxton, as a tribute, since he's no longer with us.
Let's start with Bill Paxton though, I guess, because
Okay.
he's the one we I think are huge fans of even more, and like you said, he's no longer with us. So I don't know if you had one off the top of your head. You said you covered Thornton in your head.
Yeah, I got
So-
Thornton in my head already.
Yeah.
Just
I can do Paxton.
Yeah, let's think of Paxton first. I can
Yeah.
bring up the
Just give me
list.
a second.
I'm gonna go with Simple Plan as my favorite Bill Paxton movies. I know we brought it up earlier, but it actually is.
Oh crap! I totally forgot he was in Nightcrawler.
Yeah, one of his last hurrahs.
Yeah.
You
I swear to God, somebody says Twister.
That might
No,
be.
no,
one.
He was on an episode of Frazier.
I guarantee I know what Tristan's is gonna be.
Maybe. Yeah.
Let's see if I'm right.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I think I know what mine is.
I know what yours is.
We'll see.
Uh-huh.
That's such a good movie. Yeah, I know what mine is.
oh, I forgot he was a Mighty Joe Young.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of the two movies that
Me
the
too.
one title you've used before, so I don't know if you're gonna say it again.
Game over me.
I actually hate that line. Because I
You
heard
like
it
that
so much
line?
before I finally saw Aliens. I think it got overplayed for me. I was like, this isn't as exciting as everyone thinks it is.
I don't know if it's meant to be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everyone kind of co-opted it.
Well, yeah, but
So I'm just kind of annoyed by it at this point. So
sure.
All
I think
right.
he's good in Aliens, but he's not even my favorite part of Aliens.
Spy Kids 2.
Yeah.
The Island of Lost Dreams. Not my real choice, but
He was a good friend of
definitely up there.
Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, I believe that. I feel like you have been a good friend with everybody.
Yeah, that's what I was about to
By
say.
all accounts, I heard he was a great.
I'm so sad that we never got to like meet him or work with him.
I know. That's the big one. for
We
me.
got to talk to
Okay,
Michael
too.
Bean at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
A little bit about him.
Yeah, who was that we were talking to?
Michael Bean.
Oh yeah.
He was telling us some stories about Tombstone.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was hoping that, like, looking at this list, like
It would become clear.
no, I was hoping like
Really
I
good
would
choice.
recognize the title and remember it, but like there's a movie that I'm trying
What
to
are you trying to
remember.
think? Is it the first poster boy we ever did? Because he was in that.
No, it's the one where he's basically a serial killer with his
Oh, that's it. Yep. Here, I'll show you.
Oh,
Oh, that's okay. That's the
it.
name. Like
That's
I
it.
couldn't.
Yeah,
I
the
couldn't
poster
remember.
doesn't even. It's
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey technically in the poster.
Oh yeah, because
That's why it throws
Matthew
you off.
McConaughey's growing up. At
He's
that.
the
That'd have
book.
been my second
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah, that's that
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So
was
you're gonna
so-
go with that,
Yeah.
Jimmy? So
Okay.
Jimmy's gonna go with Frailty.
Yeah, I'm going Frailty.
Frailty's- He also directed Frailty.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. He did.
Yeah, he did like
Yeah.
3 films. He did that golf movie.
No, he
with
only
Sean-
did 2 movies.
Yeah.
So, what was yours, Jeff? Because it might be mine. But I'll let you
Apollo
have it if you
13.
go with it. Which one? Yeah, Apollo 13.
I knew it.
That was the one.
Okay,
I was
fine. No,
like,
no.
Maybe
Was
once
that
they
was that
do
yours? Because
Tombstone
we can cancel each other out, and I'll go with Titanic.
Oh, I would have gone with Tombstone if
I was
Jimmy.
gonna
had
say he
done
didn't
it.
want to
Yeah,
say
no, I knew
Tombstone,
what
so he
movie it
could go
was,
with
but like I
Apollo
just couldn't
13.
remember the title that I wanted. It was Frailty.
Yeah, Frailty's also good.
Because-
Frailty would have been my third.
Frailty's
I
great.
I do love Weird Science. I can't remember like what.
If you want,
He's
obviously
got the brother.
all like Twister and Apollo
I
13
don't.
and Tombstone and Titanic too. At least his performances in
sequel?
them all.
I got one.
But
one
I
that-
actually I want to point out another film that kind of got undersung for him because it surprised me what happens to him in it. U-571. It's
Oh.
a very underrated submarine film.
That's McConaughey too.
And he starts off, you think he's going to be the lead, and he's killed off kind of in the beginning. And it goes off after John Bon Jovi and Matthew McConaughey and their story in Submarine. So he has a really good performance that leads off the film.
Since we're
not my
talking-
pick, but
Since we're talking about underappreciated Bill Paxton movies, Near Dark's really good.
yeah, Near Dark. It's become a cult classic now, but at the
Yeah.
time it was definitely not
Yeah.
below.
Well, it came out around the same time as The Lost Boys, and everybody likes The Lost Boys for some reason.
Yeah, I think Near Dark's better.
It's way better.
Catherine Bigelow, standout.
Yeah, and it's got actually it's almost kind of an Alien reunion because Lance Hendrickson's in it, and so is Jeanette Goldstein.
Yeah, speaking of my favorite part of Aliens,
But yeah, he plays Vasquez. So.
Vasquez is actually my favorite, and I like Lance Henriksen.
Speaking of aliens, did we drop that other bit of
Yeah, you
Bill
never said the
Paxton
fun
trip?
fact.
Oh yeah, so here's an interesting fact about Bill Paxton. Since he's also he's collaborated with Jim Cameron several times, obviously because he brought up Titanic as well. He's like the EGOT of genre film actors because he's been killed by an alien, a predator, and Terminator. In Terminator, he was one of the punks who gets killed by Arnold right when he comes back. He's in Predator 2. He's one of the
He's
police
Danny
officers that's
Glover's
killed on a subway.
partner.
And he's one of Danny Glover's partners. And obviously in Aliens, he plays Higgs. Not Higgs. What's his character's name?
Hudson.
Hudson. He gets killed off.
So
But
I was almost going to go with Predator 2 because it's the most recent thing I saw him in, and I was surprised how good he is in it. But
he's good, but he's playing Hudson again.
yeah, he's also kind of doing that in True Lies, but he's like an asshole version of Hudson.
He's great in that.
Yeah,
I mean, we're bringing up all these roles that he was kind of the comic relief, but he could also do drama.
yeah. Well, that's Frailty.
Right, yeah.
Oh.
Like frailty, there's no comedy in that.
Yo, no, it's really dark.
So yeah, I guess it's good choices all around.
Are we going to talk about Billy Bob Thornton?
Yeah, let's go with our Thornton
Yeah.
picks. I'll
Well,
try to think of mine.
So
but-
for my Thornton pick, I'm going with his voice acting in Princess Mononoke.
oh
Yeah.
what a
Threw
nice-
you guys off, didn't I?
Ooh, oh, that was a good one.
Nah,
Yeah.
you were holding that in.
Oh yeah, no. Because like one of the things that I remember from like the interviews after that movie came out, one of the things that like he utilized for that role was that like for I guess the Japanese original Japanese, the way the dialogue was very rhythmic, and Billy Bob Thornton's he's a drummer, so he used that
Right.
rhythmic type of speaking when he did the voice for the monk in the movie.
You know what's crazy? All those Miyazaki movies, when they get dubbed in English, they always have. It's always really good, impeccable like voice casting. Like I was even thinking like his Moving Castle with Billy Crystal's perfect as Calcifer.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's not like they're just getting big stars just to have their names on them. They pick the perfect actors for the right roles.
Right. What were you thinking, Corey?
I'm gonna go with Sling Blade actually. As
Makes
my
sense.
favorite. He's
Daters.
yeah. I mean, people make fun of that now, that the way he talks in that movie, but it actually is like a great performance that he's doing, because I don't see any shred of Billy Bob Thornton, his personality or anything in that character. Actually, him and Dwight Yoakam, I think that was like his first acting role, and he is so detestable in that movie. He's great.
Interesting. I gotta see it. Every time I bring up Sling Blade, Dad's like, "You haven't seen it yet?"
Yeah, and if we're gonna talk about the rated.
I've never seen it from beginning to end.
Yeah, we should watch
So
it.
there are big chunks of that movie that I just don't know.
And
Yeah.
my underrated Billy Bob Thornton choice would probably be Ice Harvest.
Mm-hmm.
One of the last movies that Harold Ramis directed. It's a really good dark comedy with him and John Cusack.
Yeah. Never got around to seeing it.
But Sling Blade, yeah, that's my favorite.
Throw a curveball at you. My favorite of the last few that I've seen, Parkland.
Ooh.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, where it's about the
GF.
hospital following the Kennedy assassination, like where he was brought, and he plays like the investigator.
Mm-hmm.
It was
That's
really
a nice
good.
one.
Yeah.
That's a good choice. I was gonna go basic and just say Bad Santa, but knowing him in all these dramatic roles, he's so good in it. It's the perfect casting. It's I think the perfect dark Christmas film, dark comedy Christmas film. So he kind of ruined it with the sequel a little bit, but we don't have to talk about that or
Yeah.
think that it even exists.
I mean, you know,
So-
they're just trying to.
It's a standalone.
That was just an attempt at money making.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
we could just
We
throw
can ignore it.
like brush that under the rug.
Yeah. He's had a good career like Parkland in the last decade where he's just comes in like a surgeon, makes the perfect incision to a film, like The Judge. Not a great film, but he knows exactly how to push Robert Downey Jr.'s buttons. Our Brand is Crisis, standing up against Sandra Bullock. He's just like the perfect foil for people in a lot of things.
Mhm.
So
He's been doing a lot more TV because was he doing Goliath, Brandon?
yeah, the last 6 years he's been on that. So I think it just ended in 2020.
Yeah.
But, so hopefully he'll get back to some good films. But
I would like to see him direct and write again.
yeah, this was a good debut for him. For
Yeah.
writing.
So what did you pick, Tristan?
Oh, a Bad Santa.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that was
Bad Santa, Parkland, Princess Mononoke, and what are your choices?
Sling Blade.
Sling Blade. Yeah.
That is good. That is a good range of choices right there.
Yeah, that shows how.
I'm actually glad that Jimmy brought up his voice acting in that, because that's actually my favorite Miyazaki movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like that is like my number one Miyazaki movie is Princess Mononoke.
Yeah.
Guess I should see it.
I own it.
Yeah. Well, it's all of them are on HBO now. Luckily.
I own it.
Yeah, there's a Miyazaki collection on HBO. But yeah, so I'm glad we had a wide range of opinions on One False Move. But yeah, it also it's just one of three great collaborations between those two guys, two Southern guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Two Southern guys making a
Those
movie about a bunch of guys in a bad situation.
Two Southern guys in a
line.
northern situation. Or no, the other one.
north of the Mason-Dixon line.
Two LA cops in an Arkansas situation.
All right.
The heat is on so hot it's equatorial.
Yeah. Oh, two cops from a city of stars goes to Star City to
Yeah.
solve a crime.
Two.
Why didn't we? Damn, we should have came up with the fucking taglines.
Yeah. Anyway,
So next month we're gonna talk about a different kind of dirty cop.
Yep. And their co-star in Tombstone, Kurt Russell. So I think by now we need to get a Sam Elliott film in, because we've covered Val, then Bill, then Kurt. So we need to.
Which Roadhouse came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kurt Russell is going to star as I guess a dirty cop in Unlawful Entry.
No, not Kurt Russell.
Okay, I know nothing about this film, just like I knew nothing about One False
Ray
Move.
Liotta is dirty cop.
Oh, cool. So yeah, hopefully we know that when it starts.
No, you do.
Okay, cool. But I'm looking forward to this. This was actually a tough month because it's really the only hidden gem from June. Everything was a blockbuster. So we're going to talk about that coming up next month.
Mm-hmm.
Remember to rate, review, subscribe. Tell us if you're enjoying this. Comment, call us, text us, email us, fax us, whatever you want.
I
Just
want
wanna
carrier
know
pigeon.
People are listening. So
Pony Express.
watching.
Astral projection is the easiest way to get in touch with me.
Yeah, if you get into my dreams, like Freddie.
When I go on a
Krueger, that's what I'm doing.
sensory deprivation tank, I want you to come into my stream of consciousness.
I want none of that. Left alone.
Jimmy's been trying to get the voices out of his head, so
Yeah.
When I take ayahuasca,
I got most of them out. There's 3 left.
Speaking of frailty.
when I take ayahuasca and go on a business class, I want to hear from the listeners.
Yeah. I'm trying not to listen to that voice. Some of y'all are sinners and need to pay.
Is this how we're gonna end the podcast?
Great, because Jeff has no idea.
Oh man.
wow.